metric ain't a bunch of fans. Ain't about who the favorite, who the best. They a bunch of stands. Know I'm highly favored cause these fists got me out many jams. They say fight the power, but I got power to fight now. Know we gon' be barking at the way and tell them pipe down. Jab, right hook, uppercut, you see the light now. Now the crowd begging for the KO like right now. Never took an L with my chin up. Fold them like a sit-up. This trainer going pops, Craig, get up. Never took an L with my chin up. Fold them like a sit-up. This trainer going pops, Craig, get up.
All right, welcome. This is the Boss and Head podcast again. This is your host, CJ. G is not here, but I'll be for sure to hold it down. We are here again on the Resilient Radio Stream YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, like, comment, do everything that you need to do, but make sure you tune in. So today I got my closest brothers on the channel. They are members of the exclusive Boss and Heads channel. Actually, one of my brothers, Pierce, is also a frat brother of mine and a good brother of mine. And may I need to add, we are great fathers as well. And congrats, Pierce, on your new addition as well.
Congrats.
Yep. So without further ado, man, I'm gonna let my brothers introduce themselves and then we'll get started. Go ahead, T.
All right, I'm Timon TK Kirk. I don't know what to tell you more so than went to Langston University, University of North Texas. I met Pierce at Langston. I'm a football coach, trainer, dad, husband.
James Pierce, just an avid boxing head, man. I love boxing. Very brief amateur career myself. Couple fights, couple losses. Golden Glove appearances and whatnot. So if you were asking, what do I know or what have I done? It's a little brief moment. Grew up around boxing. So I'm here. Honored to be here. Through Charles. Thank you.
For sure. And by the way, y'all, Jay ain't gonna tell y'all, but Jay is one of them guys who have many talents. Like, you know how people can learn a sport or learn how to do something. Like with Jay taking about 3 days to learn something, and he just all-star at it. That's the type of
I appreciate that.
Oh, for sure. But let's get to it, man. So this third episode, man, I call it Lucrative or Legacy. And the reason why I call that, because we got a lot of stuff a change that's going on in boxing. You got a lot of fighters that's picking the money over belts. So, way back when Muhammad Ali and, all those greats fought, back then it used to be about a belt. But now we see a change where fighters are looking for the money more so than the belt. So I got my first question for the panel. I'm gonna start off with you, T. Do you agree with the fighters focusing more on the money versus the belt, or do you disagree with that?
I agree with either way. It depends on what the fighter and who the fighter is. I prefer they go for legacy. I prefer legacy driven. Early on, they're going for belts. They want money in belts. And even back then, they fought for money. The money just wasn't as big yet. Tyson really popped the money cherry with making all those millions. And then Floyd, he's really the one that kind of got these minds curved for the rest of these people. So, and he had a lot of belts too, but it's just too many belts. There's Pierce was clowning a couple belts that Broner had, and I didn't even fight that because I'm like, I agree with that. There's linear, there's regular, there's like 13 belts, man, per weight class. So get your bread. I'd rather you fight a legacy fight. Like if if Earl and Crawford would have fought and there wasn't no belts involved, it still would have been a legacy fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The belts just put the icing on the cake to be unified. But I'd rather the best fight the best. I do want them to make money. I want them to make money. Danny Garcia, if you really look at it, though he had his losses, he fought for money.
Yep.
He fought for money and a little bit of legacy. He couldn't get over the hump, but he is a good money fighter. He really is. Earl says he fights for money, but he changed his tune when he fought Crawford, and I didn't like that. He wasn't fighting for money. He was fighting belt season, man down. He was fighting for legacy. Then when he fought Crawford, now it's all about money. So I didn't like the switch up. But yeah, I'll take both.
Okay. What about you, Jay?
I think I want to address something T said first. I think EJ really wanted that legacy fight because when we think about that, he held on for a long time for Terrence to get done with whatever contract disputes or whatever we knew as the public, right? Whatever was going on with Top Rank and his promotion, and for him to get on this side of the street, for him to go through all of his negotiation stuff that when the fight was supposed to happen. I mean, Errol sat there for a long time, and he made it very clear that he wanted to unify early on, right? And
Yeah.
I don't think he switched up and started fighting for money. I truly believe he thought he still had that. He still believed he was the Errol Spence before the accident, and he wasn't. We all knew it, but I don't think he believed it. I think he felt it, but he didn't know it. He needed to believe it. Like, he needed to get hit to see it, I think.
Right. But I'm going off of what he said, Piers. Jay, I'm going off of what he said. The man asked him, Brian Custer was like, Arrow's here. He was here to fight for legs. And asked him, he said, no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I came here to get a check. That's why I say he switched up. He said that to Brian Custer during the press conference.
Okay, are the Bud during the Bud presser?
I think it was that he was like, "Yeah, I ain't never told you about no. It was always about the money."
Yeah,
you know how Spence be talking.
That's why. Are they really?
Yeah, but you know what though? On my end, I think that I'm gonna be real. I think the fighters should focus on the money because I mean, you gotta look at it like this. You got all of our great old fighters, right? They banged up, they barely can talk, and only thing that they have is those belts to the name. Like, fighters should focus on the money, man, because when you getting banged up and you get old and you ain't popular no more and all that money ain't gone, all you got is the belts, then what? So I feel like as a fighter, I'm always be an advocate for the fighters.
I agree.
Get your money and get out, because you can be an undisputed champion 3 different divisions, and then 20 years later, ain't nobody gonna care about putting $20 in your pocket if you're broke.
Right. And so I do want to actually answer the question now. And I think what we see it now, I think it's across all sports. It's not just boxing anymore. When you look across the board, how many true, like, oh, that's a Hall of Famer. Like, oh, like, we're just giving that away to everybody in every sport almost now. Right. And I think a lot of athletes, what we who grew up in that raw warrior era of all sports, what we consider legacy now is different. I think legacy for these guys now is just getting to a position where they can financially be stable. And a lot of dudes still end up going broke. But I think right now it's all about a right now thing. And that's the world that we live in. I want money right now. I want my Instagram clicks up right now. Dudes are playing and fighting for right now money and Instagram clicks. You got your very few that we see that are old school pros, like your Terrence Crawford. Every time you see that dude, he in a gym still.
Yeah.
The Andre Ward's retired, right? I mean, you take even Usyk, you don't see him, but when you see him, he training. He don't never look far out of shape. Canelo never look far out of shape. You can say what you want about whatever he's doing. The legacy, what we consider legacy, isn't the same as what they consider.
No. You ain't gotta say nothing about what he doing. Canelo done already did what he had to do. We both sure. Canelo fans. He ain't got nothing else to prove. Like, people just want him to lose.
Right. And so I think what we consider legacy isn't the same as what fighters today, if we're just talking strictly boxing, but I think all athletes, it's not considered the same. You know what I mean? Because even if you look at basketball, it was a lot of two-way players years ago. Now it's, man, how much can I score or whatever? There's as quick as way to the bag. And I'm not knocking that whatsoever, because you putting yourself in a family position, in a position to be well off when you're done. Right. And I think that's what these people are fighting for. Like, you made the comment of Danny Garcia, like, hey, man, he fought for money. Like, man, Danny, if you follow Danny on Instagram, he got his houses, he got his barber shops, he got XYZ. I think Danny loved fighting, but he got to a point where he like, man, we good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've won my belt. I'm good. I've been to the top. I'm good. Right?
Yep.
I've been to the top. I'm good. I've been to the mountaintop. I've been a welterweight champ. Okay, so what? I didn't go undisputed, but I've won the world title in multiple weight classes. I got a couple million in my pocket. Now, you know, my pop's good, my sister, everybody's good. I'm straight. I'm never satisfied guys, the Terrence Crawfords, that's one in a few. I
It
mean,
is.
you don't have that many in football, just like you don't have that many in basketball no more.
Oh no,
Those,
they getting out of there early. They retiring early. I'll
Yep.
go back to Danny. Since we're on his topic, you know what I'm saying? He'll be proud we talking about Danny Garcia. But he did take a trail off and started fighting some hard fights that could have been legacy driven if he would have won. The Sean Porters, the
Yep.
Keith Thurmans, the Errol Spences, those could have been huge for him
and,
if he could
and
have
I
pulled
think,
those off.
and that's what I'm saying. I think Danny loved boxing, and Danny gave us everything, especially during the welterweight when it got hot. He gave us everything we could have asked for. He
Oh
fought
yeah.
any and everybody. I mean, he
Close
even fought
fights.
Errol. He fought Errol
Facts.
when he came back. Danny
Facts.
fought any and everybody. Sean Porter, I think, was a guy, you know, when we talk about maximizing your body and getting everything you
He
can
did.
out of it,
He
I
did.
think Sean Porter was another one who
He
fought for
did.
legacy. But I think the legacy word is subjective now, right? Legacy,
Mhm.
Sean Porter fought the highest level, the best he can do. Um, Danny Garcia, he just couldn't get over that hump to beat those elite of
Right.
the elite guys.
Mhm.
But hey, I got the money, I'm good. You look at a Deontay Wilder, right?
Yep.
He didn't get into boxing to be like, I'm about to be the greatest ever. Man, I was just
Not
trying to make some
take care
money,
of his daughter. Take
Yep.
care of
right?
his daughter.
So his legacy, hey man, yeah, you can say whatever, but I was the world champion. I
Yep.
will go
Right.
down in history accidentally, you know, in a way. And I mean it. And I mean by accidentally, I mean
Trying to
like,
feed his daughter. Trying to help his
yeah,
daughter.
I'm
Yep.
going down in history. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can say what y'all want, but I got quite a few M's in my pocket. My daughter is good. She'll get the best of the best, whatever treatment. We
Yep.
straight.
Yep.
We
Facts.
straight. So my legacy is good. So I don't think legacy anymore has the same meaning of what we wanted. Just that one guy who say, I'm the
I can
best
agree to
ever.
that.
Mhm.
I still want the big fights though. Like if you
For
up
sure.
there, I still want the big fights. Like Canelo don't have to fight Benavidez. I would like him to, but I'm one who says he doesn't. I feel like Bud don't have to fight nobody like Boots ever, and he don't have to fight not because he's scared or just you don't have to anymore. But he's gonna still keep fighting because, like you said, he's an old school dog. He won it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh, I
If
think that
Boots come up to 154, he will get that smoke with Bud. But
Oh, he
Bud's
would.
not. Bud's not. I think Bud is the guy that said. I think Bud is also aware of his financial position and his power in boxing,
yeah,
where he like, I'm not
finally,
about to.
finally,
And Canelo the same way. And I think this is where people get it confused. I don't have to chase nobody, right? So
facts.
like that's like now
Yep.
I get it. Benavidez was at 168 with Canelo, but Bud, hey, he made it clear at 54. I'm not
Yep.
about to kill myself and go down to 47 again or go chase this guy. When
Yeah.
he come up to 54, if I'm still here and I'm smoking, he'll get it. Otherwise,
Facts.
I'm going undisputed for a third weight class. That's what I'm shooting for.
Yep.
Which I appreciate tremendously. And what's crazy is then you got people with favor, great marketing team, great management like Tank. Then his power sells a lot too, where he really ain't fighting real crazy competition, but he getting the biggest paydays under
Yeah.
Canelo, and that's just marketing. I had to tell my cousin I don't know how, but Leonard
Hey,
Ellaby and them got that down, man.
because
They learned from
they
Floyd.
look not no, I don't think they got it down, right? Because they had a lot come through that just fizzled, right? They got a lot of guys in their camp that just fizzled. It's just that Tank give us what they want,
The
what
power,
we
the
want.
knockouts.
Tank give us the knockouts. He gave us the drama early. Like they knew what
Yeah,
they was doing. Like, yeah, he getting in trouble. He became relatable to a lot of people. You know, Lil Tank and he knocking people out. Hey, that's Floyd boy. He not afraid to tell Floyd, get on somewhere. You know what I mean? Um, and they still gonna mess with him because he's a payday and he's a great fighter and he's
Yeah.
giving the crowds what they want.
incredible fighter, incredible
And
fighter.
he's giving crowds what they want. What someone told me years ago, and that's when I had to realize, like, oh my God, Tank really is a star. I forgot. This was the fight before the Rolly fight, I think, or it might have been a Rolly. It was the fight
Mhm.
before the Rolly fight, and it was told to me. It was like, hey man, If girls ain't talking about it, you ain't a star yet.
Yep. If they ain't going to the fight party,
If they ain't going to the fight party, you ain't a star yet.
Yep. So I got a question, second question for y'all. So, we talked about, belts and money, but let's just keep it real. A lot of these fighters drop a lot of these belts because of sanction fees. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these fighters don't want to pay sanction fees, and I kind of agree with it. So, what do you think the sanctioning bodies should do to better comfort the fighter? So maybe they'll start going for belts again.
I think T had to drop off for a quick second, but I'll take this answer. And this is just through my buddies that box, my very close friends that were, intercontinental world champions, speaking to one of the guys who gave Roy Jones a loss, Montel Griffin. You know what I mean? Just so I know people who have held some type of a title, right? And then you hear in the interviews, I think it's more than just the sanctioning fees. And Floyd Mayweather spoke on this as well. I think it's about transparency too, right? Hey, I'm paying these sanction fees. I'm doing this. Where's this money going though?
Earl did that too. Earl asked too.
Who are y'all taking care of, right? Are y'all taking care of fighters, right? What am I paying these for?
Right.
And if I'm going to be just killing myself to just defend your belt, what am I getting out of this now? Because again, that legacy meter has changed. The bag is, I can go get a greater bag, Tank Davis, fighting whoever I want to fight that I think the people want to see, whether he got a title or not. Pitbull would be a huge fight. Neither one of them have a world title. But that's a big fight if Tank announces that tomorrow. Tank versus Loma. Neither one of them. I think Loma just
that'll break the bank.
Loma and Tank got a title now, but Tank got that based off of they just gave it to him,
But I don't think they got the world title. I think Tank has a regular title.
Let me tell you this: if they had one title, this would be dog eat dog world, because somebody want to be the one champion. If it was one title per weight class, no lineal, no nothing, just one.
Yep.
It'll be, and they'll pay those sanctioning fees to keep that one title. I believe they will. I would, because I want to keep on my belt till I'm ready to move.
They absolutely would. Because then it won't be who the baddest.
Exactly.
Well, I got this belt. Well, I got a belt. Well,
exactly.
Who the A side? Well, I'm the A side.
No, I got the title. Yep.
Hey,
I got the title.
How y'all feel about the sanctioning bodies actually giving champions a bonus? So, like, if I win a WBA title, right, they give me a bonus. Like, here, you the champ, we're gonna give you 2% because you the champ and you flaunting our belt. You the champ. You giving us a name. How do y'all feel about that? About fighters getting a bonus from these sanctioning bodies?
They don't get that now.
Not that I've heard of. Because if Spence is complaining at the table about paying sanction fees and he ain't getting nothing in his pocket, then it might be something that's not happening.
I won't lie to you, man. I agree with once I get the belts, giving them up. I don't care about none of that, man. I don't trust none of them. Since the fact that they can't answer where the money's going, I don't care about nothing you doing. I mean, what kind of bonus they talking? Because them sanctioning fees is high.
No health. You ain't taking care of no health insurance.
Right. I don't have nothing.
That's tough.
You get knocked out, sent to the hospital. They like, oh yeah, we need that belt, bro. Get better.
We need that back, bro.
Yeah, we need that belt.
You welcome to the WBC luncheon that we do. Since you had
the luncheon.
Man.
You come to the Vegas WBC luncheon that we gonna have. That's cool.
Yeah.
Floyd was my favorite, man. He had all the money in the world to pay for them belts. He would relinquish a belt in a heartbeat.
Yep.
And we never asked about if Floyd had a title because we didn't care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's how I feel about Tank. That's how I feel about Bud. That's how I feel about Canelo. And then I want people to get to that level. And they got there the hard way. That's one thing. Tank's still working on his hard way. This is a good little challenge right here. But they got there the hard way. They didn't get there and they didn't skate, man.
Yeah.
Canelo didn't skate through. He took some losses on his way.
Oh yeah, for sure. But you know, Canelo fought everybody too. That's why everybody loves him. People are, you know, people that just watch him boxing be so confused on his popularity. But he got in there and he fought everybody that they gave to him. You know.
He
Listen,
did.
I made a Facebook post the other day, and it actually fits perfect to Canelo. It said, "Hater is never satisfied.
Never,
Never. A hater will never
never.
be satisfied, right? Like
That
people
ain't
for the
enough.
longest, people say, you know, Canelo dodged the Charlo brothers, so he fought the best one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He fought the best one. Oh, see, he ain't fight the big brother. Y'all do know they twin, but he don't fight at that weight class.
I would
Well,
disagree with the best one.
Listen.
Jamal is more
I think
composed.
that's what I was gonna say. I think Jamal is more composed, but that would have been even easier than Jamel because Jamal would have been right there to get hit by
I hear
Canelo.
you. I hear you.
Jamel just went to a Jamel we ain't never seen before. We just never saw that type of Jamel before. Like, so we
That was a
talking in
check.
hindsight.
That was a check. What
Yeah, we
Jamel did
just
was
never
pure check.
we never seen that kind of Jamel before. I think Jamal, I think he's too basic and would have been right there to get, and you would have got caught trying to trade with Canelo, and you too basic. You'd have got caught. Too bad.
Neither one of them could have beat him. Neither one of them. So that was talk. Neither one of them going to beat him. When it comes to these belts, man, I'm with Pierce. I'm with you. Let's get the bag.
Yep.
When it comes to the bag, let's fight good fights though. Don't give the people trash. Don't give us trash.
And
I don't.
that's my issue um, with a lot of fighters, a lot of athletes, period, right? You just can't stink up the joint.
Can't do it.
You can't give us trash and stink up the joint, right? Like
Can't do it.
Adrian Bronner. I mean,
Oh yeah.
now I get to actually vocalize what I'm saying, right? Like when you came up to that stage where all the TV hype is, where the killers are, when you jumped up to 47, you
That's a
stunk the
dumb jump.
joint up.
Dumb jump.
Yeah.
You stunk it up every single fight,
Yep.
right? You had the world behind you at Maidana. You stunk it up.
Yep.
After that, you stunk up every single fight. You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter, which should have been prime for you. He's coming right to you.
Mm-hmm.
Stunk it up. You stunk up every single moment.
He don't let his hands go no more.
But he went and got the bag though. He can't say he ain't paid.
Yeah.
But
He fought a lot of cats and went in there and shelled up. But he just think them all up. But all the big ones, he didn't do what he just wasn't supposed to be fighting them guys, man. He did it anyway. He wasn't supposed to fight Sean Porter. Wasn't supposed to fight Madonna.
okay, all right. Let me not get on a Browner rant either. But let's talk. Shakur Stevenson. All the talent in the world, right? You started building a name. People started saying, "Hey, who that young boy?" Okay, and then the stage got set, and you stunk it up.
Yep.
I told my buddy this.
He was injured, bro.
Whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
this is what I'm gonna say. I was showing my skill. You skilled yourself out of a bag in a big fight.
Yeah, he did. He did run. He ran, but he was injured. Because when he first got on that big stage,
here's the
who
thing.
did he fight for that belt? And he whooped him up.
Let me say this. Tank was injured against Pitbull and still made it exciting.
Yep.
Tank got injured mid-fight and made it exciting still.
Yep.
It's a lot of people that got hurt, man, and made it exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't too injured where he couldn't stick and move because he was on a bike for 36 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? You could have pop if you had that much skill. I mean, and he recently did an interview that I caught wind of when and I'm actually going to steal his statement. This doesn't help his case. When he reviewed the Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney fight, he was like, "Well, if I know I'm getting hit like Ryan was hitting Devin, I mean, fuck the fans. I'm getting on my bike." You can't do that. After the showing you just had, bro, you can't say stuff like that, man.
You've been talking on Twitter too, like talking on Twitter. You got
dude said
Andre Ward. everybody in the backstage with you.
Dude says it come a point where you got to say fuck the fans and do what it takes to win a fight.
Yeah.
Now I understand.
That's actually
what
true.
he's
That's
saying.
true. That's true.
I understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
Right? But the position that you in right now,
You can't say that right now
you can't say that.
because
Yeah.
it hurts him for his future fighting when he's trying to sell it.
Yeah.
You
Now he got
can't
to
say
fight somebody
that.
dangerous. He got to fight somebody dangerous for us to really tone in and put some money on it. He got to fight somebody dangerous because just in case he is on this bike, we at least think that person can catch him. If he go fight another no-namer that put him on his bike like that again, it's a problem. The fact that he's been inactive for so long since that fight has been a problem. You know what I mean? And I know we off topic. And Charles, I don't know if you want to get back to any other questions about belts, but when we started talking about these fighters, like that level is the era that we're in. The Shakirs, the Tanks, the Boots, all of them are the
We done funneled. We at the top of the pyramid now. Ain't
yeah.
nowhere else left for y'all to go.
Yep.
Y'all gotta squabble, or it don't make sense. Right now, like you said earlier, Devin Haney is putting himself up there and fighting somebody. So is Ryan Garcia. They fighting people. I think Devin is going to be washed, though. I think Devin's in trouble. I went back and watched it again, whether it was Austin Rain or not. I'm thinking to myself, he's in trouble because people know that chin ain't going to hold up, and they're going to go ahead and walk through him.
Yeah.
They're going to walk through him. They're going to let him hit at them, and they're going to walk.
Yeah.
He's in trouble.
Yeah. So, before we go to the next question, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsors, then we'll be right back. Summer's almost here, and you still haven't did that spring cleaning? No need to worry. Golden Touch Premium Service and Sanitation will take care of everything, from cars, homes, even buildings. And check this out. All products are eco-friendly. So go ahead and go on the website and book an appointment, or if you have further concerns and questions, go ahead and send an email. Clean, just Golden Touch away. The secret is out. Everyone is using Potty Products. Potty Products toilet paper is 2-ply and has 450 sheets per roll. And it won't clog your toilet because it's septic safe. You can get same day, next day delivery, or shipping when you log on and place an order at potty-products.com. Spend $48 and get free shipping, or subscribe on the site and get free monthly shipping. Remember to use Potty Products. All right, so we are back. We are back. Before we say the last question, once again, we are on the Resilient Radio Stream YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. If you love music, go ahead and download the Resilient Radio Stream application. Also, go to www.resilientradio.net if you want to listen to it that way, because some people don't like downloading apps. Also, if you have a business that you want to advertise on this show, just go ahead and email me at botsandheadsllc@gmail.com. So, fellas, we are back, and I think we touched on this last time about how many belts should be in each division, and I think we all said 1, but we can all cook on it a little bit more. Go ahead, Pierce.
Oh, okay. 1, as a fan, you like to see 1, right? I get it. I think 2, we need to go back to the 2 to 3 belt, right? Not the 4, right? 1, when you say 1, oh, we get the fights we like, right? But it also turns a faster life cycle for the boxers as well, just like UFC. Hell, you missed UFC for 3 months. You don't know what the heck happened when you're trying to catch up. Who was who? You got all of a sudden a new guy who's, out of the blue, right? Like, oh, this guy's and all it takes is one night, right?
Yeah.
And now you're having the champion fight probably a lot more frequent than he should or could, for that matter, right? Because there's a lot of boxers. There are a lot of fighters out there. So I think you got to go back to the 2 to 3 belt system. 1 would be ideal as a fan, but when you start applying the business aspect to it, and that's like me coming to Canelo, like, hey, Canelo, you got to fight Benavidez. He next. He win that fight. All right, man, you got to fight whoever next. He ain't gonna last that long.
Right.
Right. And then when he lose, now do you send Canelo back to the bottom of the barrel like they do in UFC? You send him out to pasture and say, now you got to fight your way back up. It's only fair. It's only fair. What do you mean? I'm him. What do you mean that's only fair?
Yeah.
So initially, your knee-jerk reaction is 1, but 2 to 3 belt the way it has always been, right? Because then you get to build multiple people, right?
Yeah.
To make that money fight. So that would be my opinion.
Okay.
From a business aspect, you go 2 to 3 people, you're building multiple people to have that fight.
Yeah.
And those big mega fights.
Yeah. Maybe it should go back to the 3 belt era, like you said, and they can set up tournaments.
But you got to cut out all. But the other thing too, you got to cut out like the Intercontinental champions and all that makes sense. The guys who are coming up, but that regular champion and merit, all that stuff that got to go.
Diamond champion.
that stuff got to go.
Yeah, and then they just give you a belt for being like, I forgot what it was. This one guy, he got a belt just for being like one of the top 10 contenders in the sanctioning body. They just gave him a belt, stuff like that,
And that's when fighters start saying like, "No, y'all just raping the fighters. Y'all taking money, man. Like, what's going on?"
Yeah.
So all that regular champion emeritus, diamond, cut it out. All that stuff has to go. Yep. That stuff has to go. But a 2-3 belt system, bring that back. You build the fighters again. Whereas, I mean, you you got now people are confused. The WBO, IBF, WBC. Who am I leaving out?
We said WBC, WBA.
WBA. That's what I left off. WBA, like one of those can go away. Who was it? The IBF that came on last?
That came on last. It was WBO.
WBO. Yeah, they can go back away, right? Whereas, like, all of a sudden did they get considered a major title? All of a sudden,
yeah,
that's not necessary. Keep it. Go back to the 2-3 belt system. Build the fighters up, and we can go from there.
Yeah. So I think WB. Yeah, that was the last one, and then it just went from there. So T, how you feel about we was talking about?
I don't know if he heard I don't know if he heard.
I heard everything you said. 2 or 3 belt era. I just couldn't get in. I was on this waiting bar. But I will say, I'm 1 belt. I say if you take 1 belt in every weight class, and there's a dog. You feel me? And then I like the talk of top prospects, number 1 contenders. I miss that. I don't even hear about number 1 contenders as much anymore. Because everybody getting these rapid title fights. You know what I'm saying? There's so many vacant titles and interims. It could be 4 if they ran it right, but then there's 4 plus 4 more into that and 4 more into that. It's like, what is all that? I'm seeing people that with 5 fights putting green belts on their shoulders. Take that off. I want to come take that off of you. Take that off, So if you have 1 strong belt, but you can't do that. You got to have IBF. You got to have WBC. You got to have WBO. I don't even know what WBA is. Which one is the most coveted belt? Is it the WBC?
The most newest one is the WBO.
It varies, right? It varies what's the most coveted now. It used to be the green belt, but isn't it anymore? Because I think, not to jump into your point, but you said something that was very important, right? Oh, I missed number 1 contenders. Because it's so much money now, the sanctioning bodies are letting these fighters do what they want to do now.
Exactly.
They're letting the fighters do what they want to do.
Exactly.
Right? If I know that Canelo, we'll just use him, is going to bring in however many millions and I get 2% of that, 3% of his fight.
Exactly.
Fight who you want to fight in the top 10, Canelo. You can fight number 10 all you want to.
Yep.
Whereas it used to be, no, you fighting the number 1 contender.
You fighting the number 1. If there was 1 belt and you didn't want the champion no more, everybody will protect that belt and everybody would fight for that belt. It's called the top of the mountain. It would be a double. You know what kind of fights we would get?
Oh, yeah.
If you wanted that belt,
fighters would want to fight each other just to get that belt.
Just to get that belt with the money, because they know the money coming. It would just be good for everybody. But it's not that. It's not going to be that. So it's kind of like a wasted topic because it's not going to be that. If anything, they'll probably add 2 more belts. So
and I'm sorry, and that's the thing too. I think about the number one contender where we did get undisputed champions a little bit more because they had to fight number one. It wasn't like, hey, I'm number 9 in the WBA, but I'm number 3 in WB. Nah, man, it's pretty consistent. So you lined up. So a lot of times one champion had 2 belts, usually,
right,
you know what I'm saying? 1 or 2 belts, like, and it wasn't no doubt about it who the man.
right.
Yeah.
But right now, boxing for the stance, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man. Boxing is taking like a roller coaster ride. It has its ups and downs. It had a great up the year right before I keep saying Floyd, Crawford and Errol fought for those belts. That was huge.
Yeah.
That was a huge thing. And before that, a whole bunch of other people were fighting. When Errol was coming up, Errol, I feel like, was the driving force on why Keith fought Thurman and Keith fought Danny, because he was trying to fight somebody other than Errol Spence.
Yep.
Then we got those great fights. And then Porter and Danny fought. Then finally Errol got the fight won. And it was a tough one for him. Porter gave that boy all the juice he can give him.
Everything. That was probably one of the best fights we saw in a long time.
It was straight action from bell 1 to bell 12. It was straight action. So and those are for belts. That Earl almost come out belt strap season, brought the belt era back 100%, but now it's watered down again. It's watered down.
Yeah, and
Crawford is trying to unify 54 though. He's trying to unify 54.
See, here's the thing: people went inactive, right? It wasn't no doubt when EJ was saying strap season, and Canelo was up doing the same thing.
Right.
You know, people just didn't want to see Canelo do it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he went to a weak weight class to do it. Okay, well, they said he avoided Triple G, gave him that smoke.
Yeah,
Like, what do you want him to do? But
Canelo's golded, man. He's golded.
In the strap season, EJ was active prior to his accident.
Yeah, right? He was.
Not only was he going for straps, he was defending.
Yep.
But we had to wait for this top rank stuff to even out. And I think Bud helped take the gas off, right? 2 things happened. I don't think boxing took an L with the outcome of the Spence Crawford
No,
fight.
that's a big win. Big win.
Because unlike Floyd Pacquiao, because we got to see somebody get beat up. That's what people still want to see. Somebody get beat up, whether it's our friend or not.
That's true.
They want to see somebody get beat up. And we didn't get that with Floyd and Pacquiao.
No, we didn't. We didn't know what we got, really.
Right? We didn't see somebody get beat up. So,
man, I know who won, but what was that?
So many people talk about how much of an L boxing took when Floyd finally fought Pacquiao. You didn't hear that. You heard like, dang, he really whooped EJ, and man, we got to see it again because this happened, or the car accident, whatever. Somebody got beat up, and we didn't see an L. The second thing that happened, we began to lose steam in boxing because Bud went on the inactive list.
Yep.
Bud went back to being Bud.
But he can be though right now. I really don't even care to see him fight no more. I'm glad he's going to, but I don't think nobody can touch him. I think if he fight Canelo, he gets stopped. People think I'm crazy, but I'm like, you are not going up to 75 or to 68 and catching that power.
Yeah, it depends on which Canelo we get. But
he's going to need to fight Canelo though, because like Jay was saying, he lost that momentum when he beat Spence. That momentum.
He's not fighting no Canelo, baby.
I don't think he needs to fight Canelo, right? But the problem was, I think he went inactive so fast, right? Like, come on, dude. Like, all right, you fought it. Then we toyed around with this rematch thing. Was it gonna happen? It
didn't happen, right?
Then it didn't happen. Now it's like, who we get? And then you come back and you fight Molotov.
It's actually gonna be tough for him.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Dude can move around and stuff. He always struggles with them Russians. Have y'all ever seen his Russian fights? Because they don't stand in front of Bud, and they got better chins. He still get them out of there, but he always struggle with these Russians. This one is a Ukrainian or something like that, I think.
You think it's gonna be a tough fight for him?
I think he's not gonna get him out of there till about 9.
9?
9.
I said 5.
I say 9.
Yeah, it just sucks, right? We sat around, we waited. Like, Bud gave us this super whatever. It's great performance, albeit how we feel EJ's status was, but you know, you took boxing and now you finally getting the publicity and superstardom.
And you're not fighting.
And you're not fighting.
Well, it's crazy because he took it so late. Would you agree with that, Piers? It got taken so late because of his top rank.
1,000%. 1,000%.
He's already at the end of his career.
Like we knew, like EJ last 2 fights, we all joked how fat EJ was and still trying to make 47. Like EJ was killing this stuff to make 47.
I love Errol Spence. Charles used to love Errol Spence. But I love Errol Spence. But one thing I knew about my dog, and I said he got to hurry up. He's one of the most undisciplined outside of the training I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Him, Tank used to do this too. Broner, all these cats, they blow up, fat cheeks and all, and go wild, get out the gym, and then come back and have to drain that weight. Whereas what you said earlier today, and hats off to you, these legendary fighters staying in the gym. They're not losing shape.
Yep.
They're not getting, even Canelo, who could. Canelo is filthy rich, more rich than anybody in boxing that's active right now. And this boy still be in shape.
Yep. And if regardless of what era we would have got, that's what would have made the fight so good. Like, because Bud stay ready. That's one thing.
Right.
He's Bud ain't getting that far out of shape. Floyd wasn't getting that far out of shape. Andre was.
No.
And these are people we talking about solidified greats.
I agree.
Don't have professionals like that no more. We
don't. I like who coming up though. I like to come up.
I was about to say that. They like that on their way up. A lot of them like that on their way up.
Keyshawn is a dog.
When they get to the top though, then
we
see what's what.
How they gonna act when they get some money? There it is. Yep. Keyshawn's a dog. Abdullah is a dog. Coming up, there's some more dogs coming up, man.
You still gotta sell me on this Abdullah Mason.
Oh man,
what you gotta be sold? You ain't saying it.
We running off, man. We running off from the host, man.
I know. but that's belts though. I can't wait. Hey, next time bring that up. Next topic has got to be up and comers, and who really gonna be that guy?
That's my boy Abdullah, and he fights at least 3 or 5 times a year. So he's
5 times. Last 3 years, 5 times. And he's trying to get up there quick. I mean, he's very skillful. I want to see how his chin hold up when he get up to some elites. But I know his skills will be there. His power will be there. How that chin gonna do though?
Yeah, but we for sure gonna bring that back up. We gonna have to make
okay. See, and this is that statement speaks to what I've said about Adrian Bronner.
Hey man, let that go, man. We ain't got time. He was trash. He looked like a bum the other day, man. He was a bum.
You're doing your thing now, but when you get to the elites, let's see how you do.
He jumped too far, Piers. He was cocky.
Go ahead, Charles.
I didn't say he was cocky. Who jumped from 130 to 47? Who are you?
Yeah.
Fat. Girl.
He was fat to the bug at his last fight, boy. I said, look at my man.
But yeah, I think our time, is our time.
That's okay.
Thank my brothers for joining on. We're gonna have to get back on here and make Pierce a believer of Abdullah.
Abdullah May. Are we going
I
to?
I didn't say I'm not. So if God, or what did they say? Inshallah, this blows up, man. Boxing head, Charles. More prayers to you that this blows up, Lord willing. And when things blow up, they always go back, and the old stuff start.
It do.
Man, like people like, and it's gonna take somebody on Boxing Heads episode 48. I've been watching this since like episode 2, man, when they was talking about it, man. And I'm not saying I'm not. I'm gonna go on record for any time capsulation.
I'm
not saying that I'm not sold on him. I just said I have to see him more, and that's
you will. He active. You will see him.
Yeah, and that might be my homework tonight. I might just tune
Don't
in
do it.
tonight. I mean, I'm up with the newborn, so that might.
Let's not get this boy no sanctioning fee. He keep looking at this clock. Somebody hollering at
if I get a section. Yeah. Now I appreciate y'all for coming on. Man, this is your host CJ, and let's keep it in the square circle.
If you taking jabs in life, you ain't got a puncher's chance. Watch me lay these hands like a preacher gained a bunch of fans. Ain't about who the favorite, who the best. They a bunch of stands. Know I'm highly favored cause these fists got me out mini jams. They say fight the power, but I got power to fight now. Know we gon' be barking at the way and tell them pipe down. Jab, right hook, up.